What if I told you the loss of intimacy after 60 isn't just about aging, but about something silently stealing your manhood from the inside out? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that it's not your desire that's gone. It's your blood flow, and pills won't fix it. But what if 4 natural herbs, simple, overlooked, and incredibly effective, could reignite your circulation, confidence, and connection from within? If you're over 60 and noticing less drive in the morning, fading sensation, and almost no interest in intimacy, let me be clear. This isn't just getting older. Something deeper and more dangerous may be happening inside you. Tiny blood vessels, especially in your most intimate regions, could be clogged and collapsing, silently choking off circulation. It's not just affecting your performance, it's slowly shutting down your sense of vitality and manhood. Now, here's the truth. Few doctors say out loud, no pill can fix blocked vessels, but nature can. I'm Dr. James, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience helping men reclaim their intimacy, energy, and confidence after 60. I've witnessed firsthand how thousands of men across the country have turned their lives around, not with hormone therapy or prescriptions, but with something far more accessible: herbs. That's right, 4 forgotten herbs, not gimmicks, not trends, but time-tested botanical allies that restore blood flow, enhance sensation, and revive the part of you that still longs to feel alive. These aren't just circulation boosters, they're intimacy restorers, and the first herb we're going to explore might just be the spark your body's been missing. 1. Ginseng, the ignition key for blood flow and desire. Over 3 decades of listening to men has taught me something important. Behind every quiet sigh of disappointment, every late-night search for solutions, every doubt whispered in the dark, there's a single question. Am I still a man? And the answer is yes. You are. But when circulation slows, when touch feels dull, when desire drifts, it's easy to forget. That's why ginseng, especially Panax ginseng, known in traditional medicine as manroot, is so powerful. This ancient herb doesn't just restore energy. It reawakens circulation, specifically where men need it most. As we age, our smaller blood vessels, especially in the pelvic region, narrow and lose elasticity. Ginseng's active compounds, called ginsenosides, trigger nitric oxide, the same molecule that opens blood vessels and powers healthy erections. I once had a patient, Walter, 68 years old, married for over 40 years. He told me, with tears in his eyes, "Doc, I feel like part of me disappeared." We started him on a clinical dose of Korean red ginseng. 3 weeks later, he looked renewed. My mind, my body, even my marriage, everything feels lighter now, he said. That transformation wasn't magic. It was circulation returning. But don't settle for just any ginseng. Look for Korean red Panax ginseng, standardized to at least 5% ginsenosides. This is the real deal. Clinically tested, potent, and effective. Not a gas station gimmick. Taken daily, it not only boosts cardiovascular health and stamina, but also restores the very circulation that fuels intimacy and confidence. If you've been feeling distant, drained, or disconnected, ginseng might be your ignition key, the first spark to get your blood flowing and your desire burning again. But that's just the start, because while ginseng gets the engine running, the next herb on our list delivers the fuel, right where you need it most. And unlike synthetic pills, it works by targeting the same key enzyme, naturally. Are you ready to discover it? Before, we talked about how ginseng acts as the ignition key to wake up dormant blood flow and restore the foundation of male vitality. But unlocking the engine is only the beginning. Now let's talk about the herb that keeps that engine running. Quietly, steadily, and powerfully. 2. Horny goatweed. Not a punchline, but a powerful secret for circulation. Most men chuckle the first time they hear the name. Horny goatweed? It sounds like a bad joke, or maybe something you'd find in the back of a sketchy magazine, not in a serious medical office. But let me assure you, as someone who's spent more than 30 years helping older men recover their health, confidence, and sense of connection, this herb is no laughing matter. In fact, it's one of the most reliable and effective natural tools I've seen for restoring blood flow and reigniting intimacy. especially after 60. Its real name is epimedium, and its active ingredient, icariin, has been studied for its ability to enhance blood flow. This isn't folklore, it's backed by science. Icariin works by inhibiting the PDE5 enzyme, the same enzyme that drugs like Viagra target. But here's the crucial difference. While pharmaceuticals force a quick and temporary response, horny goatweed works with your body, not against it. It supports a natural, gradual improvement in circulation and sensitivity, which is exactly what aging bodies need. Why is this so critical for men over 60? Because as we age, the tiny blood vessels in the penis begin to narrow and harden. They lose flexibility. So even if the desire is still there, the signal between the brain and body becomes weaker, and the response just doesn't happen like it used to. This leads to frustration, and sadly, for many men, emotional distance in their most important relationships. I'll never forget Glenn, a 72-year-old construction worker who came into my office with his head low. "Doc," he said, "this isn't about performance, it's about closeness. I just want to feel connected to my wife again, to feel like a man." I started Glenn on a quality horny goatweed extract, standardized to 10% icariin, and told him to give it a month. When he came back, his voice was calm, steady. It wasn't sudden, he said, but it was real. It was like the lights came back on. That's what this herb does. It doesn't create fireworks. It restores flow, warmth, presence. The effects start subtle. Better morning stiffness, a stronger sense of touch, an emotional reconnection that feels like a return home. Over time, these gentle improvements become deeply noticeable. But there's more. Horny goatweed also supports hormonal balance, boosting testosterone while reducing cortisol, the stress hormone that slowly drains desire and motivation. And for men facing uncertainty, retirement worries, or health stress, that balance can be life-changing. If you're thinking about trying it, here's what matters. Take 250-500 mg daily, and make sure it's standardized to at least 10% icariin. Don't expect miracles overnight. Expect something better. A steady, natural return to vitality, connection, and a sense of self-worth. Because for the man who's been quietly fading, this herb helps turn the volume back up on life itself. And, believe it or not, this isn't the peak yet. While horny goatweed gets the blood moving again, the next herb goes even deeper, targeting circulation at the microscopic level, deep inside the smallest vessels where true sensation and lasting pleasure begin. Curious? You should be. Let's move forward. What comes next might surprise you. Previously, we uncovered how horny goatweed rekindles blood flow and intimacy in a natural, steady rhythm. But sometimes the issue isn't just about major arteries. It's about the smallest, most delicate vessels in your body quietly shutting down. That's where this next herb becomes essential. 3. Ginkgo biloba, the forgotten flow booster. Let's be honest. When most men hear the name Ginkgo biloba, they think of memory pills. Maybe something they tried once from a pharmacy shelf to help with brain fog or forgetfulness. But what they don't realize is that ginkgo's most powerful benefit isn't just for your mind, it's for your blood vessels, especially the tiny, fragile ones that feed not only the brain, but also your most intimate regions. You see, the same capillaries that nourish cognitive function are also responsible for blood flow to the pelvic region. Those crucial pathways that determine whether arousal and sensation even stand a chance. And as we age, these tiny vessels are often the first to suffer. They become narrow, stiff, or even clogged by plaque, choking off circulation and cutting down responsiveness. That's where ginkgo shines. This ancient herb, long respected in Eastern medicine, acts like a natural vasodilator and gentle blood thinner. It improves what we call microcirculation, the ability for blood to travel through the tiniest roads in your body. And when those micro pathways reopen, it's like the lights flicker back on in areas you hadn't even realized had gone dim. I think of a man I once treated. Let's call him Jack. A 70-year-old ex-military veteran, disciplined and healthy, on paper. His labs looked decent. His weight was fine. But he came to me with a quiet frustration. "Doc," he said, "I'm not depressed. I'm not sick. But I feel blank. Like I've lost something I can't describe." That something was sensation. It was connection. His body had gone silent. I started Jack on a clinical dose of ginkgo biloba, 120 milligrams, twice a day. No promises, just hope. By week 4, he felt more energized. But by week 6, he looked different, lighter, more alive. He leaned in during our follow-up and said, "I can feel again. Not just in my skin, but in my heart." That's the hidden power of blood flow. It doesn't just affect muscles and movement. It affects how present you feel in your own body. It brings back warmth, sensitivity, and a spark that often disappears so gradually you don't notice until it's gone. Ginkgo also enhances oxygen delivery to tissues, reduces inflammation in aging vessels, and supports nitric oxide production, key to erectile response and physical intimacy. Unlike synthetic medications that push the body into temporary performance, ginkgo restores the natural capacity to respond, authentically and sustainably. But remember, ginkgo is not a quick fix. It's a retraining process. Think of it like reopening country roads that haven't seen traffic in years. They won't be smooth overnight, but with consistent use, the flow returns, and so does your sense of vitality. If you've felt emotionally distant, if intimacy feels dull or disconnected, this might be the herb your body's been quietly calling for. Ginkgo doesn't force desire. It makes it possible again. And in many ways, that's far more meaningful. Still, as powerful as microcirculation is, it's not the full picture. Because while ginkgo restores blood flow to the smallest vessels, the next herb we're about to explore goes deeper, into your hormones. It reawakens the very signals that remind your body it's still wanted, still capable, and still fully alive. Ready to meet the herb that surprised even me? 4. Tribulus terrestris, the reawakener of the masculine flame. By the time a man reaches 60, he's often experienced great victories, deep losses, and seasons of life that shape him into someone wise, patient, and grounded. But inside, there's a quiet question many are too proud to ask out loud. Where did my fire go? It's not just about physical performance. It's about vitality, presence, and identity. That inner drive that once felt instinctive, confidence in your step, strength in your grip, warmth in your connection, begins to dim. That's why one of the most transformative herbs I recommend to men in this stage of life is Tribulus terrestris. Tribulus isn't some synthetic shortcut. It's a botanical reminder to your body to wake up. This humble herb works by signaling the pituitary gland to release more luteinizing hormone, which in turn encourages your testicles to naturally increase testosterone production. That's not a hormonal spike. It's a gentle rebalancing, a natural restoration of what time and stress have slowly eroded. When testosterone rises in this way, so does everything else. Blood circulation improves, muscle tone sharpens, emotional resilience returns. Intimacy no longer feels distant, but alive, like a current flowing freely again. But what makes Tribulus especially potent is how it restores vascular tone in the pelvic region. Those same vessels that carry oxygen and sensation to your most personal areas become more responsive, more flexible, more engaged. That dullness you've been feeling? That sense of being present but not fully there? It often fades when blood and hormones begin to work in harmony again. One patient comes to mind, Richard, 74, a widower who had recently begun seeing someone new. He came to me nervously, almost apologetically. "I never thought I'd get another chance," he said. "But now that I do, I feel like half a man." We started him on 500 milligrams of Tribulus daily, standardized to 45% saponins. Over 6 weeks, Richard's eyes lit up. "I feel like myself again, not younger, just here, fully here." That's the magic of Tribulus, not a miracle, not a mask, a reminder that your body still knows how to show up for you, if you show up for it. Used consistently, Tribulus enhances libido, supports erectile function, increases stamina, and lifts your mood and motivation. It's not just about feeling desire, it's about feeling worthy of it again. When that switch flips, everything changes. But now you've heard about all 4 herbs. One opens the vessels, one fuels the engine, one clears the smallest pathways, one restores hormonal balance. Now let's put it all together. Conclusion: you're not done. You're just getting started. If you're still with me, reading these words, it means something deep inside you still believes there's more life to live. More connection, more fire, more you. And you're right. The truth is, your strength didn't vanish. Your desire didn't retire. Your intimacy didn't expire. It all just needed support. It needed blood flow. It needed hormone signals. It needed to feel safe to return. Ginseng, horny goatweed, ginkgo biloba, and tribulus terrestris. These aren't gimmicks. They're time-tested allies your body can understand. They don't force anything. They remind you. They rebuild you. I've watched men in their 60s and 70s rediscover intimacy with their partners. I've seen 80-year-olds reclaim energy they thought was long gone. I've witnessed transformation, not with noise, not with pills, but with patience and nature's wisdom. You don't need to feel invisible. You don't have to shrink into silence. You have earned the right to feel strong, present, and connected. And it starts with listening to your body, to this message, and maybe, just maybe, to that quiet voice inside whispering, "I'm not done." So here's your invitation. Don't wait. Take the first step. Try one herb. Start one routine. Begin one conversation. Let your body know you're still in this. Let your partner see that spark again. Let yourself remember the man who still lives inside. If this message resonated with you, type, "I'm not done" in the comments below. Hit the like button to let others know they're not alone. Subscribe and turn on the bell for more life-changing health guidance crafted just for you. This isn't the end. This is your return. Let's keep going, stronger, together.